Good Monday morning. Today we're going to talk about a flat directee. I was at a spiritual director's retreat this past weekend, and a few of us were talking about how we might best accompany a directee who shows up flat. Signs that a directee is in a flat state can be if they show up saying they have nothing. Their body language is either slumped or tight. Their face kind of expressionless, the eyes without brightness or life in them, the tone melancholy or monotone. So when our directee shows up like this, the default response in us is to pick up the slack, take up their part of the spiritual direction journey, make something happen, basically take up the whole responsibility for the session. As spiritual directors, when we become aware of the flat situation, it would be a good idea to ask for some silence for ourselves. Yes, for ourselves. Excuse me, but can we just have some silence so I can best hear God here for us? In the silence, we are asking for the grace to turn from the default responses that I've described, to center ourselves in ourselves and in God, to remember that we are dependent totally on God and that this is still the inside journey of the directee that we're holding space for. After the silence, what can we say or do to give loving help for our directee? Here's one suggestion, which handles it by coming in the side door rather than the front door. Maybe next week we'll try the front door. But we can offer questions that will help the directee to see God in the ordinary. So not some big, overwhelming thing. And not all the questions, unless each one is met with, I don't know. But here are a few. Where have you felt the most alive since we last met? Where have you felt drained, restless, or disconnected? When did you feel closest to God? Furthest? And what has been quietly preoccupying your heart or your mind? And whatever comes is where we can accompany our directee, not to fix, but to explore. There's life under the flat. Only the directee and God can find it. But we can let ourselves be the openers of the space to look. Hope that helps. We'll talk more about it next week. Bye.